Right friends, welcome back to second capsule. This is with regard to the proposed changes from the financial year 2017-18. First and the foremost is merger of union budget and rail budget. And let us go back to 1950-51. During 1950-51, railways revenue was rupees 232 crore, whereas the government revenue was just rupees 347 crore. Almost railways revenue was around 60 to 70% of government revenue during 1950-51. And come back to last year, now the railway revenue is around rupees 1.8 lakh crore, whereas the government revenue other than railways is at least 8 times that of railways. Railways revenue is 1.8 lakh crores of rupees, and now the revenue of central government other than railways is around 8 times that of railways. So there is a case in point for merger, and at the same time if you look at oil corporations in our country as well as Reliance Industries, they have got revenue more than that of railways as on date. So things have changed a lot during the past 60 to 65 years. So there is a case in point for merger of railway budget with the general budget. And with the merger, another important aspect is the populist measures of the railway ministers will also go away. Mr. Suresh Prabhu is some exception, but railway ministers for the past 20-25 years almost have gone in for populist measures and doing much more to their states where they have born, right? So with this background, there is a case in point for merger of rail budget and union budget from 2017-18. Presentation of budget on January 31. This is also contemplated. All of you are familiar with the present practice. Up to the presentation of 2016-17 budget is presented on the last working day of February. And the entire budget process is going up to middle of May. Because of this reason, vote on account is being taken during the last week of March for permitting expenditure for almost 2 months. And you may ask, what is vote on account? Please look into this slide. One is a regular budget. Regular budget looks at both the revenue and expenditure aspects for the entire financial year. So if someone talks about regular budget, that looks at the revenue part, the other one is expenditure part for the entire financial year. And if you look at interim budget looks at both revenue as well as expenditure for only part of the financial year, maybe 3 months, 4 months, but it includes not only expenditure but also revenue. But when you talk about vote on account, it permits only expenditure but not revenue. It does not touch revenue part, it permits only expenditure, and in our constitution, Article 116 permits vote on account. So what I mean to convey is the present practice is budget is presented on the last working day of February and the entire process is going up to the mid of May, and so as to permit expenditure beyond April 1, vote on account is being taken during the last week of March, and subsequently entire budget process is being passed by May 15th or so. So as to avoid this vote on account practice, Government of India is contemplating presenting budget on January 31st and completing entire process by March 31 so as to eliminate the requirement of vote on account. And if you want more on budget, please look into this slide. The budget system in this country was introduced on 7th April 1860. And the first Indian finance member, James Wilson, delivered the budget speech with Indian finance as integral whole for the first time. Please look into this slide. He is James Wilson. And at the same time, first budget of independent India after independence was presented by R.K. Shanmugam Shetty, first finance minister, on November 26, 1947. And if you look at the provisions in the Constitution of India does not specify specifically about the word budget, but in Article 112, it talks about annual financial statement for both revenue and expenditure, which is nothing but budget. Right? Having learned this, look at the third important aspect which is going to change from 2017-18 financial year. This is removing distinction between plan and non-plan expenditures. And all of you are well aware, Expenditure Management Commission was constituted some time back, and it is headed by former Reserve Bank of India Governor Bimal Jalan. And he made vital recommendations. Important recommendations include rationalization of subsidies. Subsidies are to be rationalized and the number of subsidies are to be reduced. Second important aspect is direct benefit transfer to eliminate duplication. Already it is implemented for LPG and government is in the process of implementing it for other schemes also. And recently Aadhaar has got a statutory status. Then post offices as a payments bank, it will become reality shortly. By March 2017, you will see post offices working as payments banks. Almost India has got more than 1,50,000 post offices. Then fourth recommendation given by Bimal Jalan committee is with regard to matching of plan and non-plan expenditures. And you have to look at the changed scenario from 1st January 2015. On 1st January 2015, Niti Aayog came in place of Planning Commission. The era of planning has gone now. And now the role of Niti Aayog is just to provide technical and strategic advice to both the center as well as the states. And at the same time, please don't forget, 12th 5-year plan will be the last. And this is coming to an end by 31st March 2017. And in future, the accounting classification will be just revenue as well as capital. Plan and non-plan expenditure classifications will go away from 2017-18 financial year, just like there will not be any 5-year plan from 2017-18 onwards. And in future, you will see perspective plan of longer duration. Right friends, the last one, aligning new financial year with the calendar year. All of you are familiar with calendar year. Calendar year starts from January 1 and ends on December 31st. But the financial year starts on April 1 and ends on March 31st. And Government of India is looking at the possibility of aligning financial year with calendar year. And for that purpose, former Chief Economic Advisor Shankar Acharya committee was established, and the committee will give recommendations by 31st December 2016, and it will examine various merits and demerits with regard to commencement of the financial year with various dates. And it will also look at impact on businesses, taxation, statistics, data collection, because these are all aligned with the present financial year of April 1 to March 31st. And if this is to be aligned with the calendar year of January 1 and December 31, then how it will impact businesses, taxation, statistics, etc. Shankar Acharya committee will look at it. So these are the tentative changes proposed from next year. The fourth one, what we have discussed, is still in the commission stage or committee stage, but Government of India almost moving towards three things. One is merging railway budget with union budget. Second one is presenting budget on January 31 so as to eliminate the process of vote on account. Third important aspect is removing the distinction between plan and non-plan expenditures, and only revenue and capital expenditure will be there from next year. So these are the important changes contemplated from the financial year 2017-18. Right friends, have a nice day. Thank you.